I don't know if Chris Cuomo has been some kind of red pilled or if he's always been just a reasonable, common sense guy who just got carried away chasing all the leftist blood money. I don't know because, I mean, he was a real propaganda pushing POS on CNN, a real bad guy. And the guy, he did some damage. He did some damage, but now he actually seems like an okay, almost normal human being. I mean, he just brought on a young guy that literally escaped Gaza, a guy that knows the truth. And this guy, he has a pretty strong message to those misguided parrots that are taking over college campuses and bridges.
Hamza, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris, for having me. I really appreciate it.
So, Hamza, this is what some think here. If I want to help Palestine, I have to say that Hamas is not a terror organization. They're just freedom fighters. And they're just pushing back against what Israel has done to them. So it's okay. It's no worse than what Israel has done. What is your perspective?
That's totally wrong. That what drove me to write my piece to the Newsweek, because recently I felt that these demonstrations are causing more harm to the Palestinian cause than they benefit us. They are right now glorifying and chanting for a terrorist regime who started this war and who is responsible for taking the Gazans and the Israeli hostages as a human shields. They forgot that this terrorist regime was responsible for killing many children during the war just to loot aid and to resell it in the black markets in Gaza. They also forgot that we as the Gazans were hostages for more than 17 years under Hamas's captivity.
Now, they say no, Hamza. Hamas was started by Israel, and then they had elections. And people like you and your family, you overwhelmingly support Hamas because they are providing for you and defending you from the great oppressor.
I hate to jump in there and cut these guys off, but I'm freaking blown away, man. Chris Cuomo, he really does seem to understand this situation. He really does seem to have a handle on really, really complicated dynamics. And I mean, he's got these brain dead leftists dead to right. This is exactly what these people have been trained to believe. Just listen to that again.
For more than 17 years under Hamas's captivity.
Now, they say no, Hamza. Hamas was started by Israel, and then they had elections. And people like you and your family, you overwhelmingly support Hamas because they are providing for you and defending you from the great oppressor.
That's totally wrong. After they won the elections, they started their first day in Gaza by killing more than 600 Palestinians, mostly from Fatah members, just to take over Gaza. They also silenced all of us. They took all the money that comes to Gaza to their bank accounts, and whenever anyone tries to criticize or talk or speak about it, it ended with him being arrested and tortured, and that's what's happened to me and to many Gazans.
What happens if you are living in Gaza and it is public knowledge that you are gay or you are a transgender individual? What happens?
Unfortunately, that will result in Hamas shooting you or twisting you from a top to annihilate you, because that's totally prohibited under Hamas's laws. Also, there is no opportunity for a free speech, not the LGBTQ only. Anyone who tries to only criticize their policies ends up arrested and tortured in their jails.
It's freaking heartbreaking stuff, man. It's heartbreaking what these people have gone through, what these people are still going through, what they're going to continue to go through and will always go through if Israel is not successful in this war. And really, I mean, the only way that they will not be successful is if they bend the knee to the woke, leftist, terror-loving pressures in the world. And honestly, I don't see that happening. I do not imagine that can happen. Israel's leadership, they're laser freaking focused, man. But to these guys' points, all of these virtue signaling woke revolutionaries on these campuses, you know, taking over bridges and outing themselves as complete and total psycho crazy people in all these leftist echo chambers, They just don't get it, man. Well, actually, that's not true. The average brain dead leftist, they don't get it. They really do believe that it makes sense to support gay rights and trans rights while carrying around Palestinian flags and chanting Hamas propaganda. It doesn't make sense, man. And enough of these people, the ones really pulling the strings, they know exactly what they're doing. And they want division, they want destruction, they want the fall of the West, and they've made no secret about it. They want the colonizers gone from everywhere. And they're just using these virtue signaling, confused Western kids to move the ball just a few feet.
Hamza, last question for you. People will hear you and say, this guy's another IDF plant. You're reading off the script of AIPAC or of Israel. Sure, you're from Gaza and you were once legit, but now you're just another tool of the oppressor. What do you say?
Exactly. I wish that they know that I personally paying a high cost for saying my opinions against Hamas. I left Gaza before the war because I said my opinions, and I want all of them to know that there are many in Gaza who needs an opportunity to speak, but they are afraid in Gaza, and they should be allowed to speak against Hamas because we suffered enough from them.
Dude is absolutely right, man. The people of Gaza deserve a voice. And they deserve to not be scared. These kids running around, raising Palestinian flags everywhere they can. They can pretend all they want that they're flying those flags for guys like him. But that flag belongs to Hamas now. And Hamas, they're not a bunch of freedom fighters. They are bloodthirsty ideologues that would probably come for these woke college kids first. They'd hang them off the same bridge. But, Elon Musk had a pretty good tweet, I don't know, a week or so ago. Anyone caught raising another flag in place of the American flag should get a free but mandatory one-way trip to that flag's place of origin. And I am all in on that. That's a great idea, but that's just my take, guys. Kudos to Chris Cuomo, man. That's good stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.